Hey book lovers, welcome back to Dragons and Spaceships, where we usually roam far off galaxies and cursed kingdoms, but today we're trading dragons for dating apps. Why? Because today we're talking about Abby Jimenez's book, Just for the Summer. This episode, we are diving into a story full of charm, chemistry, and just the right amount of chaos. It's got found family, emotional baggage, and a whole lot of heart. So let's unpack it all and see if love really is cursed or just complicated. But before we dive into the episode, let's take a look at a trending book on BookTok right now. Let's talk about Beach Read by Emily Henry. With summer in full swing, it's the perfect time to revisit this fan favorite that blends witty banter, emotional depth, and just the right amount of romantic tension. It follows a best-selling romance author and a literary fiction writer, both creatively blocked and stuck in neighboring beach houses, who decided to swap genres for the summer. It's funny, heartfelt, and a little messy in all the best ways. If you haven't read it yet, this is your sign. So while Beach Read is heating up BookTok, today's main feature is another summer romance that will hit you right in the feelings, and maybe your childhood trauma too. Let me set the scene. Meet Justin, the internet's favorite cinnamon roll with a side of secret and emotional damage, and Emma, a Chicago nurse who's been dubbed the last stop before true love, because every person she dates immediately meets their forever person after they break up with her. Sound familiar? Well, Justin is experiencing the same curse. Emma finds Justin's Reddit post about his curse and messages him with a wild idea. What if they just date each other just to break up and then they cancel the curse? Totally logical, right? Of course, things don't go as planned. Emma ends up spending the summer with Justin at his family's lake cabin in Minnesota, and what starts as a cute internet experiment slowly turns into something much deeper, especially as both of them start unpacking past trauma, complicated family ties, and what they really want in life. What makes this book work? First, let's talk about the banter. Abby Jimenez is a dialogue queen. Justin and Emma's back and forths are so natural and witty, you feel like you're third-wheeling a real relationship. And we got the emotional core. This isn't just a rom-com. It's about cycles of trauma, chosen family, and figuring out what home really means. Then we have the slow burn. The romance unfolds slowly but believably. These two people genuinely get to know each other. It's tender, not rushed, and sometimes that's exactly what your heart needs. Okay, if you haven't read it yet though, pause now, grab a copy, read it in one sitting, and come back because we are diving in and this may contain some spoilers. Okay, this is your final warning. Spoilers are coming in hot, just like Justin's slow-cooked ribs. If you haven't read Just for the Summer yet, pause now and come back later. I promise we will still be here. Ready? Okay, let's get into it. So we already know that Justin and Emma think they are cursed when it comes to dating. They start this whole fake dating, curse-breaking experiment thinking it's all just a fun internet stunt. As summer rolls on, they get closer and things get real fast. We watch them fall hard for each other, and honestly, I did too. But then life gets messy, not with some dramatic betrayal, but with something far more human: fear. Justin's juggling with the emotional weight of raising his siblings while his mom is in prison. Emma's still processing her own childhood trauma and trying to protect her heart at all costs. It's not one big twist. It's a slow unraveling of two people with complicated pasts, figuring out if love can really be safe. And Abby doesn't rush it. She lets them pull back, make mistakes, question everything. Emma goes back to Chicago. Justin stays behind. It's awkward, it's painful, but it's real. But then, Abby Jimenez, romance sorceress that she is, gives us one of the most mature healing reconnections I've read in a while. Justin starts therapy. Emma takes a beat to figure out what she actually wants, not just what she's afraid of. And when they do come back together, it's not fireworks and grand gestures. It's two people choosing each other with clarity and care. With the sun shining and the curse lifted, literal serotonin in book form. Hot take, I loved that this book didn't end with some over-the-top proposal. It ends with healing, peace, and the quiet decision to keep choosing each other, which is honestly more powerful. And isn't that what love really is? One of the best parts of reading Abby Jimenez, besides the emotional gut punches and the perfect banter, is spotting her signature crossovers. She is basically crafting her own interconnected romance universe. And honestly, I'm obsessed. If you've read part of your world or yours truly, you'll catch familiar faces popping up in Just for the Summer. It's like a little reward for longtime fans, seeing characters you already know and love step into the story like, oh hey, I live here too. No spoilers, but keep your eyes peeled for a certain charming doctor in a beloved small town that might just feel like home. Would I recommend this book? Absolutely. 10 out of 10, no notes. Unless you count the tear-stained ones I left in the margins. Just for the Summer is perfect if you love rom-coms with emotional depth, forced proximity, found family, we're not dating, we're just faking it, wait, why am I in love with you tropes. Whether you're a romance reader or a sci-fi fantasy nerd who just needs a break from dragons and dystopias, this book will give your heart a cozy summer glow. And now it's time for one of my favorite segments, Book News or Buzz, where I highlight an upcoming new release or a headline making waves in the book world. This week's pick, a brand new gothic fantasy from the queen of emotional devastation herself, V.E. Schwab. June has brought us a thrilling new entry from V.E. Schwab, Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil, that just hit the shelves recently on June 10th, 2025. Think genre-building dark fantasy with a sapphic twist. 3 women across centuries, a 16th century runaway in Spain, a closeted lover in 1827 London, and a Harvard student waking up as a vampire in the present-day Boston, tied together by blood, hunger, and vengeance. If you loved the lush emotional landscapes of Addie LaRue, but crave something darker, this beautifully atmospheric vampire epic is one to watch for. Now it's time for my favorite part, when you all put me on the spot. Let's do a Q&A. This listener wants to know, okay, but real talk, was Fourth Wing actually worth the hype, or did TikTok oversell it? The age-old BookTok question. Honestly, Fourth Wing gave me everything I wanted. Dragons, enemies to lovers, brutal training scenes, and a main character who refuses to be underestimated. Did it reinvent the fantasy genre? No. Did I devour it like it was the last book on Earth? Absolutely. Is it overhyped? Ooh, maybe a little. But sometimes a good time is just a good time, and Fourth Wing understood the assignment. I highly recommend reading Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. Also, Rebecca Yarros has some other books too that are also really great, so I would check her out. Well, that's a wrap on today's episode of Dragons and Spaceship. Whether you're here for the romance, the plot twists, or just to find your next favorite read, I'm glad you came along for the ride. If you've read Just for the Summer or Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil is on your TBR, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, hot takes, or unhinged theories. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review if you're feeling kind, and share this episode with your fellow bookworms. Until next time, happy reading, stay curious, and may your TBR pile never stop growing.